I'm 22 years old and about 5'9". Am I too old and too short to start training as a strongman? Hey, if you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. My name is Eric Moss. I'm a personal trainer, motivational speaker, and a modern day performing strongman. If you're unfamiliar with what a modern day performing strongman is, picture the strongmen of old, legends of the past like the mighty Adam and Alexander Zass. They would perform relay feats of strength as part of a live show. I do a similar thing, but with a modern day twist. Some of the feats of strength I've performed in front of a live audience include things like bending steel bars, breaking chains with my chest, twisting horseshoes, rolling up frying pans, driving nails through wooden boards by hand, and even holding back a high-performance motorcycle. Now, being a modern-day performing strongman and the fact that there's not a whole lot of us around these days to answer people's questions, in an effort to grow my YouTube channel by giving you guys what you want, I started a YouTube series called Ask Eric Moss, where I'd invite you to ask me a question by dropping it in the comments below. And when you do that, I'll try to get back to you with your very own custom video answering your question. Pretty neat, right? So this question comes from at TV for free 7063. I like the way that rhymes. And they said, I'm 22 years old and about 5'9". Am I too old and too short to start training as a strongman? Well, I don't think so. And I'll tell you why. I am a towering 5'7" and a massive 165 pounds. So I am shorter than you are. And I am a very chronologically young age of 43, even though I tell people I identify as 27, which is only partially in jest. So, are you too old? Nope, because I got started when I was around 29, 30. I can't remember exactly how old I was at the time. And I'm shorter than you are. So I was older than you are and shorter than you are. Now, some of the key points of consideration is that even though I started training specifically for this stuff when I was 29, I've been training consistently since I was like 16, 17 years old. And my body reacted pretty well to the training because I knew that I was pretty strong because I was able to do what a lot of the bigger guys in the big box gym that I was working out in, I was able to do what they were doing, even though I was like half their size. And what was I going to say? Yeah, so I mean, my body reacted. Oh, the other thing is one of the things that I learned from my strongman mentors is a lot of it is actually the mindset behind that allows me to. The mindset is the thing that drives the engine, right? And the training is the thing that I do to make sure that the engine doesn't break, the structure doesn't break when I'm performing. So one of the key things is, like, you heard me mention the fact, like, compare myself to the mighty Adam and Alexander Zass. And one of the reasons that I do that is the mighty Adam was not a big guy. He was, I think, 5'4" or something like that. And Alexander Zass, also not a big guy. He was, I think, 5'7", a lot like myself. It would be kind of strange to compare myself to someone like Louis Cyr, who was a big guy, or Eugen Sandow, who, I mean, I think Eugen Sandow is about 5'9", and he was pretty stacked. So one of the key things that I learned from my strongman mentors is the mindset. And that was what my first mentor, the late great New Jersey Superman Greg Matonic, delved into, was the mindset. But it was originally pitched to me by the mighty Adam's greatest student, the late great Slim the Hammerman Farman. And when I met Slim, he told me that there is a power within me that is equal to every strength performer that's ever lived, including him. And he goes on to say that there's numerous times in history when ordinary people are able to perform superhuman feats of strength when put into life and death situations. stories of like mothers and old ladies picking cars up off of kids, that sort of thing. He says, if that power is in them, isn't it inside of every single one of us? The question isn't whether or not it's there. The question then becomes, how do you bring it out? So, you being 5'9" and 22 years old, if the power, thinking that you might be too old, if the power is in an old lady picking up a car off of a kid who's never even trained in her life, then that power is in you too. So anyways, I hope that answers your question. If anybody else has any questions for me, drop it in the comments below and I'll try to get back to you with your very own custom video. But if you like this video, let me know by hitting that like button. If you want to see more of this sort of thing, or you want to see the chronicles from my various strength performances across the country, subscribe to the channel. If you think anybody should see this, please share it with them. This YouTube thing isn't rocket science. And if you want to support the channel, do all the things that I just mentioned, or you can give me a super thanks. That helps out a lot. Or you can purchase a copy of my book. Link is in the description below. That chronicles my story becoming a modern-day performing strongman and a lot of the things that I learned along the way, plus a lot of fun side stories that make my life basically an adventure movie. But that's it for today. Please stay tuned for next time. And in the meantime, please stay happy, healthy, and strong. Eric Moss, over and out.